The Rockets look to take charge in front of their Houston home crowd. And we're going to bring it to you live here on 2K Sports. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a win against the Spurs in San Antonio. And they played brilliant basketball, too, guys. A dominant performance.
Well, their shooting percentage was phenomenal. They were on the mark all night, and that was a game they earned with their offensive execution.
And, Steve, it really did seem like there was a team-wide confidence they had at the offensive end. It was fun to watch.
And checking out Oklahoma City's opening lineup, courtesy of our friends at State Farm. Durant, Ibaka, and Perkins compose the front court. Westbrook and Harden in the back. And for the Rockets, Garrett, he's in at the point. Scola out there with Odom. Then there's Martin, and it's Williams at the 3 spot. Shot clock at 6. Now Harden. In Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable.
You figured it was just a matter of time before Mikal found his way back to a sideline. I mean, he just has too much love for the game and wanted to be in the middle of the action, so he couldn't stay away too long.
Three-pointer, Martin. Kevin Durant with the rebound. And here comes the break. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, Scott Brooks gave me a couple of minutes to catch up with him. He loves this matchup and believes this game presents them with a great chance for an offensive explosion. I think our strengths offensively could pose major problems for them. We'll find out, Kevin.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. The early game plan, Clark, centered around their offense, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I think that's fine as long as they don't sacrifice anything from an effort standpoint at the defensive end.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the strategy, guys, because when you get off to a good start offensively, you feel good about yourselves, and generally that energy carries over to the defensive end as well.
Now here's Westbrook, following the miss by Williams. That's good. Westbrook's got his first points of the night.
Well, getting back to Mikal, it'd be very interesting to see what he can do, as this will be the first time out of the Timberwolves franchise. So a second opportunity for Mikal. And I think his strength is actually coaching. I think that's what he's best at. So this could be a very good fit for him and for Houston. Good foul. Make him earn the free throws. Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make him earn them at the strike.
Well, the Rockets just barely missed out on making the playoffs a year ago, but they were tough on their home court. They went 25-16 in Houston.
Harden kicks to Westbrook. Doubled by Scola. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Boy, an unbelievable dunk there. I mean, fellas, you've got to marvel at plays like that.
He can really take off, can't he, Steve?
Yeah, he almost jumped through the roof on that one, guys.
That was definitely worth a second look with our great Sprite Slam Cam. Following the score by Oklahoma City. Here's Garrett. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 6 points for him. Well, Steve, talking about this Houston front office, very forward thinking. They've got some smart people in there crunching the numbers. Now, a lot of teams are kind of following that same pursuit.
Well, you know, there are no bigger copycats in the world than those in sports. Coaches or presidents or general managers. And that does seem to be the trend around the league. I mean, every team looking for an edge, trying to find the right players, right strategies, and measuring success almost on a play-by-play basis. And the Rockets somewhat at the forefront of that kind of movement. And you know what? I think there's some merit to it. I don't want to go overboard with it. You still need the software, if you will. The numbers are the hardware, but the software is the people that can make some of those decisions. And if you got a good blend of both, you can be successful.
That's a nice answer. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Houston. Lee comes in for Kevin Martin. And then for Oklahoma City, Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Durant. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Ball's knocked loose. Perkins dishes to Robinson. Puts up a 3. Sefolosha's shot is good.
You cannot back that far off of a guy. I mean, I don't care who he is. These guys are pros. They all can shoot. D up. You know, James Harden, a smooth offensive player, got off to a tough start last season, but righted the ship by the start of 2011. Played some great basketball.
Ibaka, there's the block. Rockets trail by 3. Here's Garrett. Another miss by Houston. And Harden Clark, a gifted score to start his career, had come off the bench for the Thunder. To Steve Sefolosha, the stopper in the starting unit.
Yeah, but I think long-term, eventually you're going to see Harden become the starter in Oklahoma City. He's a terrific scorer. He's also probably a better playmaker than anybody else on the team. So they're going to be able to run some offense through Harden, and as he expands and develops his game, he's got a chance to be an all-star.
Robinson for three. No good. And the Rockets going the other way now. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And this, the first of 3 games that these two teams will have against each other this year.
Here's Robinson, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And you started to get a sense watching that game that it was going to be their night, the way the three-pointers kept falling.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. I mean, to see those shots go down like that, it was almost like they were shooting layups the way they splashed those threes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Hayes comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Budinger in for Terrence Williams. Now, here is Robinson. Ibaka outside. It's rebounded by Houston. And as Steve just said, as the first game of the season series, you never know what implications these contests could have in terms of playoff position in the conference.
You know, Kevin, still a little early to know how things are going to shake out in terms of that. But definitely something that these teams will think about down the road.
The Rockets trail. Fires at the elbow. And he hits the jump shot. 10 points for him.
Great work. I mean, you have to decide as a defense just how much damage.
His second team.
Williams with the ball. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Houston. Garrett in at point guard. Odom out there with Terrence Williams. Then it's Scola, and it's Martin in at the 2 guard. Here is Harden after the Rockets pick up 3.
Unnecessary pass there. He's got to make a better decision. As soon as they force that turnover, they really attack for him. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Here's Westbrook. 8 points his last outing.
Well, Oklahoma City is a team that has gotten better and better for the last few years. And they continue to get better against the Western Conference, too. A 5-game improvement in their record versus the West a year ago from the season before.
Well, that was not an easy play, but he made it look routine.
Another bucket there, trying to extend this lead, guys.
I like what they're doing. I mean, putting together a run here, building that lead. They could get to the finish line comfortably.
And the Thunder tougher against the West. You talked about that 5-game improvement. But they match up well, it seems, Clark, with just about anybody in the Western Conference. And I'll even throw the East in there, too.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I like this team's versatility. When you look at the Thunder, they've got a lot of things. I mean, they've got size, strength, athleticism. And you need those ingredients if you're going to be a contender. And you have to be able to win different ways. And Oklahoma City, a kind of team that's growing into that. A well-rounded roster. They're young, so as they get more seasoning, they're going to be a really difficult team to handle for a long time.
And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Dishes it to Scola. And the layup is good. And it's a 12-point Rocket lead.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
And the Rockets making a change here. Patterson's checked in. The Thunder also changing it up. Daquan Cook's checked in for Harden. And it's Maynard in for Russell Westbrook. Dives for it. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And a quick look now at the best free throw shooting teams. The Rockets #1. In third, the Thunder.
You know, Kevin, all season long, these are 2 of the most reliable teams when it comes to knocking down free throws. And that gives a team, a coaching staff, a lot of confidence, especially when you get in late games and it's close and tight. You're unafraid of getting to the free throw line because you've got confidence your guys are going to knock them down.
Now here is Martin. A 12-point game. Passes it to Scola. Gets it to go. Scola's got his second basket of the night.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
Gets it to go.
Big one.
You are really living dangerously if you let him roam free in three-point land. He's a dangerous marksman from out there.
Outside Williams. Over Durant. Again, the Rockets score.
They're doing much better now. I mean, in the first quarter, they converted less than 30% of their field goals. But they've bounced back nicely here. You know, last year, a bit of a weird one for Terrence Williams. I mean, he started out with the Nets and then eventually was traded to the Rockets mid-season.
Now here's Williams. Right now averaging 7 points a game. And slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam cam for the replay.
There's anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
Serious degree of difficulty on that one.
So for the Rockets, Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Stoll. Odom comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin.
And you're asking a lot out of your teammate to try to handle that pass. I don't like that decision at all.
Now Maynard. From 20 feet out. That's good. Maynard's got his first bucket of the night. Clark, you brought up Terrence Williams. He broke some rules in New Jersey.
Watch out for low run for cover, young fella. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, he went reverse on him. Beautifully done.
Clark, words can't even do that one justice.
Just let the pictures tell the story, guys. Turnovers have been a major problem for them here.
Well, you know, they've given up 6 points off their miscues, and they wish they could get those points back. They've got to change things up if they're going to cut into this lead.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Look, I mean, the Thunder 2 seasons ago managed to give the Lakers a run for their money in the first round, but in this last season's playoffs, they put the league on notice with their sights, were, and are much higher.
Here is Durant. A 17-point game for him in the win against Sacramento. He's guarded by Williams. 5 to shoot. Here's Harden on the wing. Covered by Lee. The shot misses. Rockets leading by 18. Here's Garrett. The Thunder pull it in. Durant's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And I think, Clark, around the league, the Thunder have been held up as the example of how you build a contender from the ground up. They certainly, Steve, lived up to that praise, I thought, this past season.
Yeah, they really seem to have all the pieces that a team needs to contend for a championship. A star player and Kevin Durant, great point guard, and Russell Westbrook. They've got complementary pieces as well. And now it's just a matter of letting this team grow and move forward together. Attacking the paint again and again.
You know, they're getting whatever.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. More great action when we return.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of HP at the Half. So far in Houston, we got a really uneven game going on. The Houston Rockets in front against Oklahoma City. Making mincemeat out of the opposition, they're taking them to school. Cleveland with a loss to the Pacers.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Here's Williams. Defended by Durant. So the Thunder 5 right now. Durant, Ibaka, and Perkins compose the front court. Westbrook and Harden in the backcourt. Here's Garrett, and Houston again with the bucket.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
And the basket by Scola. Scola's got 6 points.
Tell you what, they were in full attack mode there on that fast break.
I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they got right after it.
Now here's Westbrook, averaging 14 points a game. No good from Durant.
Tell you what, I love to watch Luis Scola play, guys. He's just so efficient. He finds a way to score. He's got a nice jump shot. And his production last season for Houston was an all-time high. So he was a very, very good player for the Rockets. It seems like he tightens up, guys, when he gets close to the rim, especially with a defender nearby.
Another steal. Gets the bucket. 30 points in the game.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Talking about Scola again, Clark, Houston needed that jump in production with Yao Ming out again.
And I tell you what, if he wasn't a big name before, Scola should be becoming one now. I think around the league, people really respect how good he is. He's strong, he's tough, he can shoot the mid-range jumper, he can finish around the goal. He's been the go-to guy the last couple of seasons for the Rockets.
He is a tough guy, you're right.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
And Williams no good on that one.
I like what the Rockets have done with their roster. They've got a lot of talent, but in a league where superstars really put you over the top, that's one thing Houston has not been able to accomplish, finding a star player.
6 to shoot. Got a piece of it. Good luck. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist from Ibaka. 6 points for Russell Westbrook. Steve is a GM formerly in this NBA with Phoenix. You know all about that, trying to get other players to come to your team. And last season, the Rockets certainly were in the mix for Carmelo Anthony. They've thrown their hat in the ring, Clark, trying to get some star players down there.
Yeah, they have, but, you know, the right deal just didn't seem to present itself. They've said now they'll try to build around the pieces they have. But with that minutes crunch, no surprise to see them keep trying to land that big-time star. It's plain and simple. Trailing like this, you've got to make the most of every possession.
Yeah, they've given up a number of points off turnovers. That's a major area of concern for this coaching staff.
Time call here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Well, I think the coach is getting a little uncomfortable with all these missed shots. He'll probably draw up a play to try to get them going again.
Let's take a peek now here at the league leaders in rebounding. You can take a look at Scola, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
Now, you can't win games without rebounding.
Here's Garrett. Oh! Brought to you by Sprite, the Sprite Slam Cam on the replay.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Scope. Patterson comes in for Lamar Odom. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Terrence Williams. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. Durant with it, averaging 16 points a game. Shoots over Patterson. Ibaka, nice second effort. Good job staying with it. Ibaka's got his second basket of the game. Steve, they are in complete control.
Well, everything they're doing, Kevin, has been working out. I mean, the game plan was solid, and they are executing out there.
Cook, the pass to Westbrook. Goes for the alley-oop, and Ibaka slams it in.
Boy, how about that athleticism? I mean, it's unreal how high he can get up off the ground.
Yeah, he was soaring to the rim.
He is one of a kind, no doubt about that.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. If you look at Houston, right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And, of course, the Thunder right on their heels.
Right now for the Rockets, they've made a lot of progress compared to where they were last year at this time.
Yeah, and I didn't really see it coming, Clark. I don't know how many people really did, but give them credit. I mean, they've worked hard. They've established an identity as a team, and they've had some success.
Here's Westbrook. Goes right up. He goes up again. Blocked again.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Puts it up. It's rebounded by Durant. Durant's got 7 rebounds in the game. Robinson for 3. Good. Robinson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That three-point percentage is terrific here in the second half. It could be a big factor if they stay this hot.
Yeah, they're going to have a chance to get back into this game if they can continue to shoot the ball like this.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Last season was Patterson's rookie year out of Kentucky, and he had a nice season for the Rockets. Not the biggest guy down on the post, but very skilled, and he would always find a way to score when he was given the opportunity.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Hayes. Odom comes in for Chase Budinger. And it's Martin in for Courtney Lee. And Ibaka kicks to Durant. Ibaka with a screen on Odom. Screen by Ibaka. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Durant. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
First personal foul, team's first.
That's good from Durant. 16 seconds left to play here in the third. 33 points for him. Fades and shoots, and that's not going to go. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Rockets on top, opening up a huge gap.
On tap next Monday, Kevin Martin and the Houston Rockets.
Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Lots of room. And the best of good. He has 35.
And you got to love what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands in this game.
Garrett, he's in at point guard. Terrence Williams is out there with Odom. Then there's Martin. And it's Scola in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Fires from 14. Shots good by Durant.
Finally getting into rhythm here in the game after that cold first half. I'll tell you what, guys, there's so many talented players in this league now. Such an impressive influx of great young talent coming into the league over the last decade. It's an exciting time to be a basketball fan.
Ibaka dishes to Durant. Back to Ibaka. Luis Scola covering. 5 on the clock. With the clock winding down, and there's another one for the Thunder. And when you look at all the great talent over the last decade or so, Clark, do you think that today's players are tending to reach their potential a bit more than perhaps those, say, in the 90s?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think you look at every era and it's a little different. I think for the most part, the same characteristics in great players are universal. Talent, accepting of coaching, and being willing to put in the extra work on your own. I mean, I think those things are timeless. And any player that maximizes his potential is putting that into practice. I mean, is actually acting on those things. So I don't think there's any particular difference between reaching your potential now versus reaching your potential in the 90s. You know, the Rockets don't have a singular star scorer, guys, but they focus on efficiency and they share the ball around really well. Everybody touches it. In fact, Houston tied for first in assists last season at almost 24 a game. I think that speaks to unselfishness as a ball club.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Scola. Patterson comes in for Lamar Odom. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Terrence Williams. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. And the shot is good. 12 points for Russell Westbrook. You're right about that, Clark. Going back to the Rockets' unselfishness on offense, despite all that passing, they did a good job protecting the ball, too. Steve, were tied for 8th fewest turnovers in the league.
Well, it's a Rick Adelman staple as a coach. His teams have always really been solid offensively. They move the ball, but they take care of it, and that's exactly what the Rockets did a year ago.
Harden kicks to Durant. Back to Harden. Budinger grabs the board.
He just hasn't been able to build any momentum in this game. He's got to find something.
And he flushes it through. Sprite Slam Cam with the replay.
Well, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that one.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Now here's Westbrook. Tight defense on him. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
You know, Kevin, in his third year in the NBA last season.
At the line for the Thunder, Russell Westbrook. 2 shots. Substitution.
Stolen by Robinson. Here's Maynard all alone, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assists.
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over, and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens that way, it almost feels like a 4-point bucket.
More on Westbrook, Steve, also had his best field goal percentage and free throw percentage to boot.
Well, his free throws are so important because he's athletic and he can attack and get to the rim so often. I would like to see his field goal percentage go up a little bit, though. He's in that 44% range. I think he can get better with his shooting, and that'll come as his career goes on.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for the Rockets. Budinger checks in for Kevin Martin. Here is Harden. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Westbrook. Picked up by Flynn. Westbrook kicks to Durant. Wide open. That's good.
They could have used this run a while ago. It may not make much difference now.
Yeah, they hit that snooze button a little too much because they showed up late to this game.
They are enjoying, Steve, a commanding lead.
Well, and I think that may do it here. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin.
Well, just adding to the lead as we approach the final buzzer.
The three is launched, and that one's good.
Well, they're just trying to run clock now. I mean, this thing is pretty much over.
Yeah, there's nothing but the result to be determined. So it's time to start thinking about the next game now.
Here's Harden. Can't connect.
Now, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
No good on the free throw.
Shooting for Houston, Craig Brackett.
And the second free throw, good. Knocked away. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Here's Westbrook. Off target. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan player of the game.
Stay alive, get home and go to bed by the 9:45. Gotta go through it all over again.
Up early in the morning just to get a hold of that bread. It must be a reason why they call you hot with all that game running through your head. Work 2 jobs, but you don't do windows. Whatever you gotta do to pay the rent, though. Work all day, work all night. At the end of the month, that money spent, though. Work it out, overtime. Hold down the house on the soldier grind. Making sure that check is signed. Next in line, yeah, do that work. Then you outro a dead end job, but you ain't about though. But like
Really impressive game from you tonight. It seemed like you could do no wrong. What are your thoughts on the game and how you played?
Just another typical night for me. This is the kind of performance you get from me night in and night out. It's like an art form. Come on, you all know you like watching greatness personified. All right, enough of that. It was a great game, man. We played well all around, and we were the better team tonight. Can't say I'm surprised, though. I saw this one coming a mile away.